like the mindset again, surround yourself with somebody that can, you can be transparent with, somebody that you trust. Put them in your inner circle. And I think choosing a mature person, like if Mr. Childs is the one, got to call the caller in. I'm going to get back to that thought in a minute. Caller, you on there? Talk to me. Sister Carter down in the promised land.
Reverend Jake, you just don't know. That is my grandson. You said your son.
Okay.
That is my
She endorsing you.
That is, he's an example for all the young men that is out there doing the wrong thing. And they would just follow him, follow what he's doing, and for his family. Oh, Jesus, Lord, have mercy. I pray for him. He's going to be a top leader.
Mm.
He is. And I thank you for bringing him on. You made my day. You did. You made my day.
So, Sister Carter, as always, I appreciate you for supporting us by way of listening, but I always appreciate it more when the callers pick up the phone and call in to encourage a young man like this, or even myself. Again, just meeting this young man, I was very impressed with him, and I'm glad to hear you endorse him as your grandson as well, because he's going to need all of us cheering for him and keeping him in our prayers as he embraced this next endeavor in life, moving to the citadel. So remember the name, Sister Carter, remember the name James Dubose and his entire family, that God would surround him with his angels and place people in his life that needs to be in his life just to aid and assist him in this next level of life. Amen. God bless you. We love you, Sister Carter. Amen. I'll do it right now.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Sister Carter, as always. All right. That's what's up, Radio Land. We got to learn how, got to call it in. Caller, you on there, talk to me. Yeah, where you been, my friend? How you doing, sir? It's good to hear you, Mr. Senior. Terry Hawkins Senior.
Citadel, right?
Yes, sir.
I have a great nephew at the Citadel going to his second year playing football. From 96 High School, Rodriguez Johnson. And I tell you one thing, he got a full ride as well.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm so happy for this young man that you're talking to, got him in the studio, and I read about it. And I will tell my nephew about it as well. I'm pretty sure they'll meet at one point once he gets to the Citadel.
Brother Hawkins, what was your nephew's name again?
Rodriguez Johnson.
All right. Make sure you tell him to be on the lookout for Brother James Dubose so they can get to know each other. They're practically from the same neck of woods, and it would be a shame for them to be down there and not hook up. So make sure you put a word in for Brother James Dubose and let your grandson introduce himself to him upon arrival.
Yes, my great nephew. Great nephew.
All right. Sounds good. We appreciate you, Brother Hawkins, and don't stay away from us too long. We miss you when you don't call in.
All right, I'm going to call you anyway because I need to talk to you.
Sounds good. You got my number. Appreciate you. All right. God bless. All right. That's what's up, Radio Land. I mean, thank you for calling in, listeners out there in Radio Land, embracing this brother and adopted him. Listen, it doesn't have to be someone that is biologically related to us for us to, embrace our own, because this is the kind of love. And if we're talking about it takes a community or a village to raise a child, then these are the times that we need to embrace our young people, to let them know how proud we are of them and the expectation that we have of them moving forward. You just don't know what it does for one's spirit when we lift each other up as such, Just sitting here looking at James, I see him lighting up like a Christmas tree when you all call in over here. So we appreciate that out there in Radio Land. But most of all, we want to just remember to keep Brother James in our prayers moving forward as he embraced the next level of life at the Citadel. And again, thank you, Brother Hawkins, for calling in. Let your great nephew know that he's got somebody from his hometown, so to speak, that's heading that way. But again, we was talking about James and his Christian walk, and I was trying to encourage him to make sure he put the right people. Pray that the Lord will place the right people in your path upon entering into the Citadel, so that you'll be all that the Lord intends for you to be. even if you should fall, James, my words of encouragement would be to you is don't wallow in the muck and the mire, but get up. I know grandmama and mama's already told you and schooled you, but get up. You can't stay where you are because it's the enemy desire to try and bring total destruction upon you because you've got your mindset. The enemy does not come upon attack against those that are already in his camp. He can't bring his attack upon those that are focusing on something and trying to be something, to be about their father's business. So again, make sure you surround yourself, and you make sure you keep my number locked in your phone as well. I want to make sure, if nothing else, that this be not the last of us communicating. I got your number locked in my phone, and I'm going to just be periodically calling you just to check in on you, to let you know, man, if you need somebody, if there's something I can do, I'm here for you. Those are not just radio words. Those are words from the heart from Pastor Jones. Amen.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate this. And then, as far as failure goes, in order to be successful, failure is necessary.
All right.
And as far as young people, I've seen a lot of young people, and they may make mistakes here and there, but instead of just shaking it off like okay, and owning up to it, like I did it. That was my fault. That was on me. But I'm not gonna stay right here and just cry and boo-hoo about it.
Right.
It is what it is, and you have to get past that. And then once you get past that, instead of looking back on it with regret or shame or whatever, you can help others that may be going down that same path.
Wow.
And and then it's that easy.
Yes, sir.
And then with the obstacles and whatnot and things hindering our path. Pastor Charles, he actually preached about that a couple Sundays ago, and what he said was, it's like we're here, and what we want to get is on the other side of this door, and we'll do whatever, everything and above back here trying to get to it, when it's as simple as opening the door. That's all we got to do. It's just that simple.
Wow. Well, again, man, I appreciate your mindset. I appreciate where it is you are in life, and I just appreciate you being so transparent on this radio show with our younger listeners, especially out there in Radio Land, because I can almost assure you that something you said already has helped somebody out there in Radio Land already. And these are the types of dialogue that we, as bridging the gap between generation, old and younger, we're going to have to bring us closer one into another, to cheerleader one another on moving forward. I appreciate your mindset as it relates to you talking about, when things do happen, what your mindset is already, understanding that, failure is necessary to get to where you want to be in life, as long as you don't let it hinder your progress or stop your progress altogether. So, young man, I appreciate that in you. I just pray that you just continue to keep that kind of mindset so God can champion you for Team God. Amen. We're already, and I'm going to ask you to do something, James. I'm going to ask you to, as you continue to move forward, as God continue to keep his favor upon your life, I'm going to ask you to always remember that God has chosen you for a reason and a season. Your season is now. The reason is part of what you just said as it relates to encouraging others on this journey. Just like James needs encouragement, when you see somebody that's going through hard time, be it young, especially our young people, I want you to take it upon yourself to take time to get to know that individual. I want you to take it upon yourself to encourage that individual, because you've got the spirit for it. I already know that without a doubt. You've got the spirit to be an encourager to those that are going to be going through. So understand that, God knows what he's doing, and he's always in control. And don't be afraid to ever assert yourself for the Lord. Not that I see any fear in you from that aspect, but I just want to be an encourager to you to continue to be who it is that God has called you to be. There's no doubt in my mind sitting here talking to you and looking at you that God already has destined you for greatness. And I don't want you to ever take that for granted, young man. I want you to understand, there's a call on your life outside of football. Football is a platform for God to use you for greater, for his glory. I want you to understand that don't be afraid to be who he's called James to be. And you said some impressive things to me within this hour already as it relates to, young ladies. That's not your focus right now. I don't know how many 18-year-olds I can sit here and have this conversation with them and them be able to tell me with sincerity, that's not their focus, because, truth of the matter is, a lot of time when we go off to college, a lot of time when we go to other places, opportunity present itself. Our mind is already raging of how we're going to strategize, how we're going to plan to get, to participate in this other stuff we're going to be confronted with. But hearing you say what you said as it relates to, your focus is not there yet. That lets me know that, James has a whole nother agenda moving to the next level already. And knowing that and having said that, let me also prepare you for the enemy and his strategy as well. The enemy is going to use whatever he can, whoever he can, to deter you. That's his mission. James' mission is to do what?
Stay away from it.
Stay away and stay focused.
Yes,
amen. That's right. That's exactly right. Again, Radio Land, we're talking to this young man here, James Dubose, out of Abbeville, South Carolina, graduate of Greenwood Christian School, on his way to the Citadel. Got about a month left. He was talking about how he's going to have to shave his fro down, how he's going to have to get rid of this grown man beard. But I told him, upon leaving Citadel, unless he decides to enlist in other military branches, all this will come back. This right here is stuff that will come back. But, what he's going for is bigger than the hair and the beard. So remember that, young man, moving forward. Anything you have to say in closing, James, on this piece? Words of encouragement or anything?
In closing, I would just like to address the younger generation.
Please, by all means.
by just saying, the people that you surround yourself with mean a lot. Although we should not be judgmental, we are humans, and we're born all sinners, regardless of who you are.
Absolutely.
And just by nature, some of us are kind of judgmental, and people will judge.
Right.
People will judge you by whom you associate with.
Right.
And if you hang out with the wrong crowd, they'll just throw you in there, in there with them, and then you'll wonder why people may talk down about you, even though you're actually a good person. Like I said, you have to set yourself up for success. And then, next I'd like to address, just don't. Whenever life gets you down, don't become so depressed and overwhelmed, and just don't let it overwhelm you.
Right.
You have to be strong enough to say that this is not gonna break me.
Wow.
Because the enemy, he's trying to break you, especially if you're doing well. Because I'm sure everyone can attest to this. When it seems like when everything's going smooth, it's a very calm sea, and then one thing happened, and it becomes a violent storm. And then you can either just get swept away with that storm, or you can fight back, and then you can overcome it.
Yes, sir. James, those are words of wisdom beyond most 18-year-olds that I have conversation with. So I can hear again Grandmama Lyons and Mother Sherry coming out of you. I want to tell Grandmama Lyons and Mother Sherry, y'all have done well with this young man. Anybody that has played a role in this young man's life as it articulates to preparing him for his future, I want to tip my hat to you. You all have done a marvelous job on this young man. Anybody that has played a role in his life, I encourage you to just continue to keep him in your prayers, keep your hand and guidance upon him as the Lord continue to exalt him and use him for his glory. One of my faithful listeners out there in Radio Land, Mr. Isaiah Williams, texted me and said he's proud of you, Jane. You sound very smart, sound very focused, sounds like you're a hard worker as it relates to being in the classroom, and he thinks you chose the right school for your future moving forward. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for texting us and offering those words of encouragement to Brother James moving forward. Again, listeners out there in Radio Land, we've had a wonderful day today talking to this young man, just trying to offer him words of encouragement as the Lord continue to guide his steps and order his step, and as he continue to be obedient unto the voice of the Lord. I don't expect anything but greatness from James. I'm looking forward to doing a follow-up piece with him and time to come, maybe doing spring break or something, just to get an update to see how things are going for him at the Citadel, see how his transition is, and to make sure he's still on top of those grades, because in order to stay at the Citadel, he's got to maintain that 3.0 average to stay there, because it's expensive to go to the Citadel. And I know Mama Sherry and Grandma Lion ain't having none of that when this young man has the tools that it takes to take advantage of all that they're offering him. So remember James Dubose and his family, Radio Land. Keep him in your prayers. Keep them in your prayers. And not only James, but all of our students from around surrounding areas that may be going to various schools. Take time out of your busy schedule to encourage them, to let them know that you're proud of them, and to help keep them focused amidst the temptation that will be coming their way entering into the next level as it relates to college life. Because when our children grow up and leave home, there's some stuff that they're going to be attacked with that they hadn't necessarily dealt with from a first-hand personal level. And I think if we get involved in the process to let them know that we love them and we have expectation of them, like I'm doing Brother James here and all you in Radio Land have done to call and encourage me, it goes a long way with making them want to do right. And I want to thank you, Radio Land, again for being so faithful and just encouraging this young man. But I'm your boy, Pastor Darren L. Jones. I'm just about out of time. Next week, we're going to have a young lady come in here. She's going to share her personal story with us as it relates to her finances and the havoc that it has caused her and what she's doing to get back on track from a financial standpoint. Young lady that I had the opportunity to meet and just trying to offer words of encouragement. But upon talking to her, she's headed down straight street now as it relates to getting her credit back on track. And says she just want to come and share with the young folks of how important it is not to mess up your credit early so you can avoid those high interest rates in life that comes with being a bad investment risk. But we're going to talk about that next week. Again, I thank you, Radio Land, for calling in. James, closing words, shout out to anybody before we go.
I would like to just give a quick shout out to my school, Greenwood Christian School. It's a great school, and it's played a role in shaping me to be the young man that I am today.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Good job, James. Appreciate you. Radio Land, that's my time. I'll be your boy until an hour earlier this time next Tuesday. I'm out. Love you. Nothing you can do about it. God bless. Excellent.